Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the License Centre. We are today at the Tsukuba circuit and we're cornering in the Wet Expert IA7, International A7. We're back on the case of pursuing our fastest license times, and as we can see on the top right hand corner there, Lee sticks out the top of the field with Stu Finelli close behind. 420 in the third, Randy in fourth and Space Cow fifth. It's actually a good looking top 10. Everybody is within half a second of each other inside that top 10. Gold is achieved with a 26,900. Let's take a look, see who's got it. 26,900. Everybody bar one. Continuing in that same sort of theme. Everybody pushing except for the one person to get into that top 10. And that top 10 is sat there quite nicely with Mad Max in 10th place. We've got to see if we can get there. Look at that, it's just 1,000ths above ours in 11th. Settings for today will be controllers. Force feedback max torque 8 on force feedback sensitivity 6. I'm on a Fanatec DD Extreme. Assist settings, we're in the wet of course, so traction control 1, default ABS, counter steer assistance on strong. So what's the deal here? It's absolutely minging it down, you can see that. We can't leave the track and we can't hit a wall. We're going to be going underneath the tyre bridge, round the corner, and then we're going to be doing the hairpin and a sprint to the line. A 26.030 would get us where? It would get us into 6th place. So let's see where we can go. We're going to stick at this for an hour. Anybody that's watched these before knows what goes on. Members will get the full video, but the non-members will get the shortcut to how we get to gold and then how we go beyond. That's what the plan is to just try and work our way up the list. It's Alpine. Doesn't like the corners very much. We'll work our way to get a ghost. And once we've got that ghost, we'll start to challenge that ghost and find out how we get the best corners. So a 26.359, gold on the first attempt. So to get gold on the first attempt, you've just got to stick it and get it to the end. So we missed that apex, we can get that a bit tighter. Got a bit of drift there. Got a bit of sideways action here as well, don't we? Yes. Coming down to this corner here. Got to try and come off the racing line because they'll be rubber down, and as we know, the game changed its wet weather effects to reflect that. So through the line, 26.359 does it. So 26.359 puts us straight into 14th place, just above Chippy, Binder and Mickey, just trailing Big Daz, Javs and Az. So we're just outside the top 10. Let's keep going. That heavy rain. I'm still gold. Not a bad effort. 26,349 doesn't do it. At least I don't think it does. I think that was outside it, wasn't it? We're still in 14th, I think. Still in 14th, yeah. 349, yeah. Might have just been quicker. But that was with trying to short shift and not spin the wheels up. Loads of wheel spin. 26,301. There's an improvement. Don't know if that gets us anywhere. Not very good at remembering whether. No. 284. Let's keep going. Half a tenth isn't going to be enough to make any gains. Got to be in the 25s really before we're looking any further. The 126, that might move us up somewhere. Let's take a look. See if we've improved at all. We go keep it in third gear here, then I think I'd like to accelerate in fourth without clipping that curb. Let's avoid the curbs on future runs, eh? Probably went out a little bit too wide there and caught the curb. It was very high on that entry. Probably more grip on the lower line. Again, following the natural racing line, I need to be off that, I think. But a 26,126 puts us up into 8th place. We're into that first page now, so we've just jumped over Big Daz Jabs, Aslofty, Mad Max, Triple, Olive. We're now into the meat and bones. We're less than half a second away, so let's see where we go. We know where there's time. Very tight into there. $26,072. Getting close to our time, aren't we? We've got time. We've only been at this 9 minutes. So up to 6th now. That's where we were going to get to. So into the 25s now before we can get past any. Just skip past Red Desmo and Vegas Veggie. Vegas Veggie. I don't know how to say that. It could be very rude, that, couldn't it? Here we go then. 25 on the cards. I think that's an improvement. We know it's not going to go any further, so let's keep going. Single apex, tight apex corner. I don't know if I can exploit that. There we go. There's the first 25. And that's our fastest ever time on this test. Let's see how that came about. Now, interestingly, I spotted a braking marker. There's a very faint line across the track just after this puddle. That's where I'm choosing to brake. It might be more of a lift than a brake. I'm going to have to think about that. We got a little bit sideways through there. And we trying to follow the middle of the track down here. Cutting into the apex, but we slid a little bit. And get the car as turned as quickly as you can. We strayed out a little bit too far. There's room for improvement there though. 26.955 didn't move us anywhere, but it got us into the 25s. So 2.5 tenths will get us to the top of the tree. While we're here, let's have a look at where Lee got us to. Lee, 25.718. Lee is actually up there into the top 10 stars. So let's see. And Stu Finelli is well done. That's two Widdowmaker Racing guys. Well, Widdowmaker fans, I would hope, on the top 10 stars list. So let's see where we can go. There's got to be a quicker way. And I know it's all to do with racing lines, so keep off the wet stuff. Oh, 941 is just a slight improvement, but it's not enough. Let's keep going. We're only 25 minutes in. Oh, let that wash ride. We've definitely got to lift and coast that corner, I think. .25914, there's the improvement. An 8. I think an 8 is where we need to be, isn't it? Let's have a look at the replay. So what we found, there's a second line that goes across here after the puddle. It's a fainter, shinier line. There it is. Coast the corner. Back on the gas, third gear, up to fourth gear. Try and turn into the slide. Then brake as late as you can, get the car into the corner, and then try and get it to turn and get the gas down and push on through. You've got to try and get the car to accelerate in a straight line, or you're not going to get the throttle down, you're not going to get the grip. Come through the line, 25.914. We're still in 6th place, so yeah, we've got a little bit of moving to do. 2 tenths now is the distance. It's a tough one, tough one. Let's keep going. So, got to find the braking point for one and let it coast through the apex. Get on to third gear. .25829, that was a big jump. That was really good. That slide into the final corner really helped. Let's see where that puts us. Let's have a look. We've got time on this one, 26 minutes in. So through the first corner, lift and coast, let it go. Back in third gear on the throttle, up into fourth, back on the throttle, fight the counter steer. You've got to turn into that slide. And brake later than that, I think. Slid the car through, but the car turned, found the traction, got into third gear early and drove for the line. No change up. There we go. A 25.829. Up into fourth. So we skipped Space Scout and Randy. That Randy's 870. So we're now just over a tenth back from Lee in first. Stu with a 25.758. And 420 Hayes with a 25.813. So close. I found the grip. Come on. Push, 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 push. Oh, 25.716. Where does that put us? That's a stunner, and that was all in that last slide. So let's take a look at what that was. As we come around the first corner, then we're going to look to coast and roll with brake just before the white line. Paint, it's a light line. Up into third gear, up into fourth gear. Looking to just try and stop the car sliding. We tried very hard. Into the final corner, down to second gear. The car slid a little bit, not as much as we wanted it to, but we got it to turn. Then on the throttle, we found the acceleration line. We found where the grip was, a 25.716. Puts us at the top of the tree by 0.02. And it puts us 7th in the top 10 stars. There's a little bit time left. Now, we don't often get here. We've got 18 minutes left to go. Let's see if we can push on. Yes. So there we have it, top of the friends list by 0.02, and without doubt the hardest one I've had so far, but the best one in terms of getting to the top of the tree. It's been a long time since we've been to number 1. I have to give a shout out to Lee in number 2 spot, Stu Finelli in 3, and Hayes and Randy in 4 and 5. I know they didn't get a massive look in, but top 10 stars. Lee is still in there and Stu is in there, so I haven't managed to disturb them or push them out the back. But a tremendous effort, guys. Well done, and congratulations on making it to what should be considered to be the pinnacle of where we're going. I know my forte isn't the wet weather, but you've proved, gentlemen, that you have really good skill. And with that, folks, we're going to leave that there. We'll see you on the next one. All the best, folks. Take care. Goodbye for now.